Ringgit strengthens sharply on reform optimism and global rate shift. Saturday, 12th of July, 2024. By AZLAN ADNAN. Malaysia's ringgit posted its strongest weekly performance in over a year, buoyed by mounting investor optimism over the Anwar administration's proposed fiscal reforms and an increasingly dovish outlook from the United States Federal Reserve. The ringgit closed at RM 37 cent to the US dollar on Friday, making it the second best performing currency in Asia this week, behind only the Thai baht. A turnaround for a troubled currency. The ringgit's recent appreciation has come as a surprise to many analysts who had predicted continued weakness following months of poor sentiment, external volatility, and political uncertainty. Earlier this year, the ringgit traded as low as 4M80 cent to the dollar, its weakest level since the Asian financial crisis. But over the past 2 weeks, it has rallied over 3.5% against the greenback, supported by sustained foreign inflows and a broad sell-off in the US dollar. According to Bank Negara Malaysia, BNM, the local currency has been supported by improving fundamentals, including a narrowing current account deficit, strong trade data for palm oil and electronics, and better than expected GDP growth of 4.6% in Q1. The central bank said that a constructive macro backdrop was starting to restore investor confidence in the Malaysian economy. Reform signals resonate with markets. The rebound in the ringgit also reflects growing investor belief that Malaysia's economy team, led by Second Finance Minister Datuk Seri Amir Hamzah Azizan, is serious about addressing long-term structural weaknesses. Proposed tax reforms, subsidy rationalization, and targeted reinvestment in education and green infrastructure have drawn praise from the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and Fitch Ratings. Foreign equity and bond investors, previously cautious due to policy inconsistency and high fiscal risks, have begun reversing positions. Foreign holdings of Malaysian government securities, MGS, rose RM 4.2 billion in the past fortnight, according to data from BIX Malaysia. Malaysia is now in a sweet spot. A credible fiscal consolidation roadmap, plus expectations that the Fed is near the end of its hiking cycle, are helping the ringgit regain lost ground, said Trin Nguyen, senior economist at Natixis Asia. U.S. Federal Reserve pivot boosts sentiment. The ringgit's rally also coincides with growing market expectations that the U.S. Federal Reserve could begin cutting interest rates as early as September, amid softening labor market data and persistent disinflation. The dollar index, DXY, has declined nearly 2% over the past 10 days, easing pressure on emerging market currencies. Lower U.S. yields make Malaysian assets relatively more attractive. Bank Negara has so far kept its overnight policy rate, OPR, steady at 3.00%, prioritizing growth while maintaining inflation within target ranges. Malaysia's consumer inflation fell to 1.9% in June, bolstering the case for policy stability. Market outlook. Ringgit recovery or temporary blip? While the current trajectory is encouraging, analysts warn that downside risks remain. Chief among them is China's sputtering recovery, which could weigh on Malaysia's export momentum. Political fluidity, particularly around Sabah and Sarawak autonomy negotiations, could also affect longer-term investor confidence. Much depends on follow-through from the reform paper, said Lavanya Venkateswaran, ASEAN FX strategist at MUFG Bank. Currency strength is about credibility, fundamentals. A heartfelt light. To every soul whose hand did give, you've helped me dream, helped me live. In darkest hours your light came through, with hearts so kind, so pure, so true. Your gifts, like stars in deepest night, have steered me gently toward the light. Each coin, each word, each silent prayer, a thread of hope so rich, so rare. My eyes once dimmed now seek the skies, and slowly clearer visions rise. Because of you, I dare to see the world again, its grace, its plea. Your compassion's flame will not just stay with me alone. It lights the way for others wandering through despair to feel the warmth of selfless care. You've shown what love in action means, in quiet ways through giving scenes. You've built a bridge from soul to soul and made the broken feel more whole. So let this thanks rise like a song, a melody both soft and strong. May your example gently call more hearts to rise to give. To fall into the joy of lifting pain, of planting hope where none remains. Your kindness walks beside me still, a light, a love, a living will.
forget to hit that subscribe button to show your support.